One. Hello.
Yeah, we don't want to leave faith out. We are just about to start. I want to allow the new arrivals to settle so that we start off our meeting. To go up. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. We will start by singing our national anthem, followed by a prayer, opening prayers, and then we shall be guided how to proceed. So can we kindly stand for the national anthem? Who is the best choir leaders? Mungu nguvu yetu, ilete baraka kwetu, akiwe ngao na mlinzi, na tukae na undugu na umoja, tuwapate na ustawi, na tujenge taifa letu, ndio wajibu wetu. Kenya istahili heshima, tuungane mikono pamoja kazini, ila siku tuwe na ustawi. Tujitoe kwa nguvu, yetu ya Kenya tunayoipenda, tuwe tayari kuilinda. Thank you. Bishop leaders in a word of prayer. I think people can do it.
Tusimame tuendelee kuomba, tujamaliza maombi. Our Father and our God, in the precious name of Jesus Christ, once again we come before you to thank you for such a moment as this. We were here last year, and Lord, you have taken us through the whole year. It has taken your hand, it has taken your goodness, that we can gather here to celebrate your goodness concerning our circle. Lord, even as we begin this annual general meeting, we invite your presence, we invite your guidance, we invite your wisdom, we invite your glory, so that, Lord, at the end of the day, we shall glorify your name. We bless you, we honor you, and it is in Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen.
Thank you. For purposes of readiness, I want us to do a very brief introduction. And the introduction looks like this. I will mention the Nairobi, Western, that's Kisumu and the environs, and of course county number 1. And to show, we shall start with county number 1 representatives. County number 1. Thank you. Wapigiwe makofi. Hata huyo ni county number 1. Sawa sawa. Kisumu and Western, the entire region. Oh, wonderful. Northeastern wataingilia wapi? Ama Marsabit, Northern Frontier. Where are you? Wonderful. Nairobi as the hosts. Where are you? Nairobians, the owners. We are here. All of you. Thank you. That introduction is enough. And now, because we have spent most of our time doing other logistics, we will move on with our meeting, and at this juncture, I will invite the secretary to read the notice of this assembly. Secretary.
Good morning, members. All right, allow me to stand on the already established protocols and read the notice that invited us for this annual general meeting. So the notice was sent on the 14th of March 2025, inviting me for this meeting today. Notice is hereby given that there will be an annual general meeting whose details are as follows. The date was Saturday 29th March 2025. The time 9 to 1 p.m. The venue, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. The meeting agenda, confirmation of the previous minutes of the AGM that was held last year on the 23rd of March. The chairperson's report, the supervisory committee report, auditor's report, Treasurer's Report, consideration and adoption of the budget of the financial year 2025 and 2026, appointment of auditors, elections, resolutions, and any other business for which 14 days notice has been given. That marks the notice of the motion inviting me for this AGM. Can I get a proposer for that? Acknowledging the notice of motion. Proposer? John Abduba, thank you. Seconder? Seconder? All right, I think with that, if you will allow me, I want to proceed and read our previous minutes of the last meeting. That is the next agenda, with your permission, Vice Chair. All right, I hope you all have the minutes from last year. You've been given a copy. And in case you don't have the physical copy, please check on the WhatsApp group. Yvonne has posted it there. We are also live streaming, just so you take note. So those who are not here with us are still able to follow these proceedings live from wherever they are. So I'll go straight into the minutes for last year. The agenda was similar to what I have just highlighted on the notice of motion. So I'll go straight to minute 1, where the notice of motion was read, which was written on 8th of March, inviting you to the meeting that time, which was the 23rd of March. The agenda was specified, and the proposal at that time, we had Philemon Emonyang, seconded by Weldon Koril. So preliminaries, the meeting started with a word of prayer from Concepta Auma. The chair welcomed members to the AGM. Then we went to confirmation of the previous minutes, which were read by myself, the secretary at the time. The proposer for the minutes that time was Lynette, seconded by Henry Bichange. So we're moving to page 2 of the minutes. There were no matters arising from the previous minutes, and therefore the chair was invited to give his report. During the chair's report, which is minute 4 on your minutes, the report was read by the chairman. At that time, we had Liverson Mwasere. He highlighted the following areas in his report: disbursements and investments. At the time, our disbursements were over 23 million, and which was more than the previous year. Hence, there was need for us to grow our disbursements and membership. Then he also talked about technology and the progress that we had made in terms of developing our website. That was complete, but the accounting system was not to be activated owing to security concerns. So the website is there, but you're not able to trade with it in terms of seeing your statements owing to the security concerns that we had. So recruitment, there was need to get new membership. Delayed remittances, this was a concern that was raised then, that the employer was not remitting members' contributions in a timely manner, and at the time they owed the Sacco over 6 million shillings, and that was for the members who were still making their deductions through the pay slip. The way forward was that on this agenda we were to enhance our marketing, recruit new members, and shift all members to direct debit. The chairman's report was adopted, proposed by Rufus Hunja, seconded by Frederick Lugunda. There are no matters arising from the report. Therefore, we went to the Supervisory Committee report, which is minute 5 on your papers. The chair of the Supervisory Committee, Zipora Alal, read her report, and these were the issues that were raised. The concerns about direct debit remittances. Although it had stabilized, there was still need for 100% transition. The trial balance, bank statements, receipts, and checks upon reconciliation appeared to be balanced and reflective of the amounts that were credited and debited. The bank statements were up to date and reflective of the Sacco's running balances. In terms of loans, as of the 14th of February, all loans had been paid. Creditors, all retirees had been paid their dues, those who had opted to leave the Sacco. Sacco debtors, KBC was the main debtor with a balance of about 4.5 million, which had been accumulated between June to December. The management needed to take firm action against 2 defaulters who owed the Sacco around 500,000 shillings. Actions had been taken against 1 defaulter as the guarantors were paying for that loan that was in default, and written off as one of the other members had been lost their livelihood owing to disability, so the Sacco wrote off that particular loan. Membership had decreased owing to members who are retiring. There was need to improve our focus on recruitment, not just within KBC, but also outside, as we had since opened our bylaws to allow external parties to join the Sacco. On governance and management, meetings were held within the approved budget. In terms of the website, it was complete, but it lacked the component for members to log in, and there was need to find another program to connect the financial accounts to the website. Other revenue streams such as M-Pesa, Kwajarani had picked up, but with very low profit margins. The insurance premium was up to date. The supervisory report was adopted as follows. Conceptor Auma was the proposer, seconded by John Barasa. In terms of the matters arising from the report of the supervisory committee, Henry Bichange, he wanted to know the position regarding defaulters and those who are yet to join the direct debit. Conceptor Auma, she sought clarity on why some members were yet to join the direct debit. Philemon Emonyang, he wanted to know the actual amounts owed by defaulters, how much had been recovered and what was still pending. And Isaiah Kakoma wanted to know measures in place to recover the defaulted loans. Jotham Bhatia wanted to know the status of the former employee who left the Sacco with a loan balance. In terms of responses, the vice chair informed members, one of the former debtors, Metabel Maina, owed the Sacco 256,000 shillings and had relocated to the US. This loan had been in default for 10 years, and attempts to contact her were futile. Regarding the loan by the former employee and the members were informed James Miano owed the Sacco 36,000 shillings and he was still being pursued. Judy Silma, a former employee, had a loan balance of 160,000 shillings, which was being serviced by her guarantors. Minute 6, the auditor's report. The Auditor General, Faith Olero at the time, read out her findings from the audited account. $50.4 million, and liabilities were at 45 million. Additionally, the books were as per the provisions of the Cooperative Act and the objectives of the Sacco bylaws. Other issues that she highlighted were as follows. Members to move to direct debit to improve the quality of its loan book, as the funds held by the employer had a significant impact on its loan book. Interest on members' deposits will be paid out at 10.2%. At that time, our dividends on interest on members' loans was 10.2%, and interest on share capital was at 12%. She urged the members to be ambassadors for the Sacco as it had improved and enhanced marketing and recruitment, as the Sacco had great potential. So we are moving to the next page. The auditor's report was adopted as follows. Isaiah Kakoma was the proposer, seconded by Frederick Lugunda. Matters arising, Weldon Kirui, he wanted to know if there were laws that could be used to compel KBC to release the funds it owed the Sacco. Isaiah Kakoma wanted to know what the legal recourse was for members who do not make their remittances to the Sacco. Philemon Emonyang wanted to know if the funds owed by KBC interest. I'm not sure if I am audible. Okay, Sarah. Responses. Brenda from the DCO's office confirmed the law provisions for legal action against employers who fail to remit on time, and they should also pay interest in terms of penalties. And she advised the Sacco to find internal mechanisms to handle members who fail to make their payments through direct debit. Mr. Mwasere informed the membership part of the resolutions will form what action will be taken on the members who withdraw the funds from the bank before the direct debit takes effect. Additionally, he confirmed the Sacco had previously written to the Commission of Cooperatives to get interest on that it was yet to pay. The matter was still ongoing. The program was altered to accommodate the DCO who had requested to leave to attend another Sacco meeting. So on alterations, we move to minute 7, which were the resolutions that were passed by the members at that time. Brenda Odera from the DCO's office informed the membership that she was happy with the Sacco's growth. She, however, urged the Sacco to recruit new members to ensure sustainability. She challenged the membership to be ambassadors for the Sacco. She informed members the interest on deposits was 2 million. Members resolved to receive the dividends at a rate of 10.2%. The proposer, Philemon Emonyang, seconder, Henry Bichange. The DCO informed members the share dividends were 15,000. Members resolved to have the funds plowed back to the Sacco. Proposer, Mohammed Elmi, seconder, John Abduba. The DCO informed members the proposed honoraria payment was 100,000 shillings for the committee. Members approved payment as follows. Proposer, Concepta Auma, seconder, Frederick Lugunda. The DCO informed members staff bonuses were proposed at 10,000 shillings. Members approved payment as follows. Proposer, Stanley Mwangi, seconder, Sabina Mwaguga. Elections, minute 8 at the next page. CMC members who are retiring by rotation were 3. Those retiring by rotation were as follows. Liverson Mwasere, Eustace Njeru, and Lynette Namai. 2 members were unanimously re-elected, namely Eustace Njeru and Lynette Namai. Liverson Mwasere opted to retire. So Eustace Njeru was re-elected as follows. Proposer was Benson Nyagaka, seconder, Weldon Kirui. Lynette Namai was re-elected as follows. Proposer, Frederick Lugunda, seconder, Concepta Auma. Isaiah Kakoma offered himself for election to join the CMC. However, he lacks a proposer or seconder, hence he could not proceed, and his bid was dropped. Ken Ariro was proposed for the position and elected unopposed to the committee as follows. Proposer, Jotham Batia, seconder, Henry Bichange. The members of the supervisory committee retiring by rotation was Zipporah Alal. She was re-elected unopposed, proposed by Shafan Ower and seconder, Frederick Lugunda. Ken Ariro, in his acceptance speech, thanked the membership for voting him into office, noting that there was a lot of negativity about the Sacco and there was need to educate and market the Sacco positively to enhance our membership. Minute 9, appointment of the auditor. Brenda Odera from the DCO's office led the exercise to elect the Auditor General. She informed members if they did not have new applicants, the Sacco was at liberty to retain the current auditor from the Ministry of Cooperatives. That is Faith Olero, who was elected as the Auditor General unopposed. That time it was proposed by Nicholas Kigondu and seconded by Mohammed Elmi. The auditor accepted the role to continue auditing our books and urged members to continue working well together to improve the Sacco. We move to the next page. That is minute 10, which was the report by the Treasurer. The Treasurer, Jane Duko, presented her report. The highlights were as follows. Revenue and other income, interest from members' loans increased from 2.2 in 2022 to 2.6 in the year ended 2023, while dividend income from investors grew by 49%. Expenses, operational and administrative expenses decreased from 1.8 to 1.7. Member deposits, delays in remittances by the employer presented a challenge. Those still on the payslip were 19 members, and there was need to shift to direct debit. Membership, 5 members retired. There was need to increase the membership. There are plans to launch a membership recruitment drive. Budget, all operations were within the budget, and similar projections are expected in the year 2024-2025. The report was adopted as follows. Proposer, Philemon Emonyang, and seconder, Mohammed Elmi. Matters arising, Mohammed Elmi wanted to know why the Sacco was not on social media. Minute 11, consideration and adoption of the 2023-2024 budget. The total income projections for the year 2025 was put at 5.8 million and expenditures at 3.4. The income was to be sourced from interest on members' loans, membership fees, Coop Bank dividends, refinancing fees, and income from M-Pesa. The budget was approved, proposed by Sabina Mwaguga, seconded by Zadok Kabochi. Philemon Emonyang called for Education Day to enhance members' ability to be better ambassadors, as well as the need for marketing on social media. Members also proposed the Sacco engages in social corporate responsibilities to enhance our visibility. And finally, to minute 12, any other business? Zipporah Alal gave a vote of thanks to all members, the CMC and guests from the ministry for their attendance and participation. Bichange thanked the immediate former chair, Liverson Mwasere, who had opted to retire from leadership, and challenged the committee to elect a chairman who will emulate the immediate former chair. Weldon proposed to expand issuance of microloans to other KBC members who are not Sacco members. Members were reminded they would be deducted 1,000 shillings from the dividends towards building the share capital to the minimum requirement of 5,000 shillings. Lynette Namai thanked members for their continued interest in Sacco affairs and urged them to continue saving and investing. There being no other business, our meeting ended at 2:25 with a word of prayer by Elmi Mohammed. And that marks the minutes for last year's meeting, signed by the chair and the secretary as recorded. I now invite you to confirm if those are the previous minutes. Can I get a proposer who was in the meeting? Conceptor is a proposer. Please note that for me. Seconder, Nicholas Kigondo is a seconder. I think that we will be moving to matters arising from the minutes. So it is open to the floor. I'll hand it back to the MC. But you can clap for me as I sit. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary. Thank you, Secretary, and the entire leadership in front. I didn't introduce the leadership in front because that's the prerogative of the chair. So, Chair, you are not overlooked. You play your role at the appropriate time. We are on any other business. We are on matters arising from this previous minutes, last year's. Can we get reactions? You have proposed them, you have seconded, so you own them. Is there any matter that you feel you need to know to, or you need to seek clarification about? And this is how we shall go. Minute 1, of course, there is nothing, is the notice. Minute 2, preliminaries, again, I would not expect anything. If I'm fast, kindly signal me. Minute 3, confirmation, again, that's the routine. Because when you take over an office, you take over the assets and liabilities. If there is anything about the chairman's report, we have a chair. You can raise a matter. Is there anything from the chairman's report that you need clarification? Are we together? Are you going with me along the journey to community 4? Anything? Silence means concurrency. You even want to comment about the recruitment that we did here? Okay. Yes. Yeah, Bichang.
Thank you. Asante sana bwana chair. Mimi nilikuwa nauliza juu ya recruitment yapo.
Ongeza volume. Yako.
Yeah, nilikuwa naongelea juu ya recruitment. Recruitment yapo, mtuambie nini nilikuwa nataka mtufanyie clarification. mulikuja nini secretary alitusomea kwamba iko watu wetu wameretire na recruitment ya ile tulifanya hapa chusi hapa kwa gate tulipata client wangapi na tunastahili tena muende mtafute siku tuongeze nini client wengine, kwa sababu inaonekana ya kwamba retire iko wenzetu wanatoka na tutafute wengine wa kuingia. Mtuambie tulipata wangapi na wale walitoka ni wangapi wametoka kwa Sacco. Hiyo ndio nilikuwa nataka clarification, please.
Thank you. You get an answer. I think we collect all the concerns through, then when the response comes, it will come and explain all. That's about minute 4. Are we through with minute 4? Anything else? Minute 4. I proceed. Minute 5. Supervisory report. Supervisory report. We are happy with it. There was a lot of matters arising from supervisory report of the other year, but now there is none. Minute 6, auditor's report. Of course, Murikura and dividends. That one I don't expect much. How much Murikura? What do you mean Murikura? Minute 7, resolutions. We responded to the resolutions as a management. Or there is any area that we omitted? Resolutions. You come here to hold us accountable. If you resolved something and we did not fulfill, it is now your time or your opportunity to ask. We resolved. We passed a resolution. It was not met or it was met. Elections were done. Of course, I can confirm that we have had those people in office. Ken is just late, but he will be arriving in time. Minute 9, appointment of auditors. You can see they are here. We appointed them and they have worked. Treasurer's report. Anything about Treasurer's report matters? Matters on the Treasurer's report? Or you are waiting for today's report also? Consideration and adoption of the budget. Yes, you adopted the budget, we have worked within it, but we will be told. Sidio? Any other business? Do you want to raise issues on any other business? I see this team is anxious to go to the next agenda. But kindly, Secretary, can you respond to the chair? Michango ameuliza tuliripuru watu wangapi na tumeruhusu wangapi. Do you have that statistical breakdown?
Yeah, we have the statistics, but if you'll be patient, I know it is in the Treasurer's report. Bichange, is that okay? Or I can just respond. Let me let the Treasurer respond so that I don't invade her report.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I think I was to bring that one up, but now that he needs an answer, we have to give. So we did a recruitment drive last year in October, where we managed to get 4 new people. And we continued getting since it's a process that is ongoing, this year we've gotten 3. So that totals to 7. And we're still in that process, and also invoke these members to help us in this drive for the sake of this circle. Thank you.
You still wanted to know how many people have retired. Apart from Aroli, Secretariat, is there any other? It's only Aroli. Eparat, Wawiri. Yeah? We have lost 2 through retirement. We are still trying to campaign to retain them because we have the package for retirees. So it's not like it's a popular route to go, but we are appealing to them to consider retention courtesy of that product. Am I done with that? Are we done with that? Anything?
Sijaridhika na asante sana madamu kwa hiyo nini hilo ulituambia wale new members tulipata, na ni maajabu sana bwana Chair. Mimi nikiwa nasimama mbele yenu, hii sako ni yetu, huwa nakuwa na huzuni sana wakati tunakuja tulipata wakati karani zetu accountant wetu walikuwa pale juu walipata watu 3, na hapa kila wakati hiyo naomba sio kwa tutavutie miezi karibu miezi 2 kuanzia huu mwezi KBC tumekuwa tu majina hizi nini hivi kampani zingine zinakuja hapa nini kila mara wanatuwekea tents pale juu, wananiambia ni preserve nini wanaweka, lakini the stili zako yetu hapa ndani sisi tulitafutiwa just siku moja. Utuambie tulikaa pale menu siku ngapi? Siku 2. Wakati tulikaa siku 2 tulipata watu 3. Please, nilikuwa na waomba naenda kwa management wa KBC. Still KBC tuko na new people, hata kama tunajua ile mzozo iko KBC, tulikuruti watu wengine, tutaweza pata 3 ama wengine 4. Bwana Chair, hiyo ndio kuomba kwangu. Tumekuwa too much sisi tunakuja kuibuka kutoka hapa. Sisi hatutaki kuiba watu nini waingie kwa nyumba yetu. Nyinyi hata mkipita pale juu iko kipanda, lakini kipanda yetu iliwekwa siku moja, tent yetu iliwekwa siku moja. Huwa nyinyi mnafikiri vile mimi naumia kwa kiroho? Kwa hiyo jamani,
Sure.
hiyo swali nawauliza, huwa mnaumia roho vile mimi naumia roho? Makarani tuko, George yuko, madamu wetu yuko, hawajashindwa kazi. Bwana madamu Jea, hiyo ni mpira challenge kwenu kwa siku ya leo. Mtutafutie na sisi tukambi pale, usiombe siku moja, omba karibu wiki mzima. Vijana niko pale, kama Mungu hajanitoa hapa, hajaninyang'anya uhai, tutatafuta nini watu. Asante.
Thank you, Bichangi.
Okay. Good morning. My name is John Amponda. On my brother's point here, we have this is just a suggestion that we have stand-ups. I can see a stand-up there. Is it? Am I right? Is it a stand-up or it's not a billboard? It's a stand-up. Then let's say through the chairman, our chairman. Let's see if we can. You know, we always we are human beings. We eat every day or every time. Let's have it somewhere there near the M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, somewhere there, so that we have that tent every day and every time for everyone to see and the message should be very clear, and the contact also should be very clear. But we keep on changing it after some time. We don't put it because it will be boring. So I think it's just an idea. Then you look at it and see if we can work on it. Thank you.
Sorry.
I'm guided. Some of us don't know one another. I was telling the secretary that whoever was talking is Mr. Mponda. I am sure you introduced yourself, but when you started taking the mic off the mouth, she didn't get you well. So we are asking, when you stand to make a point, kindly introduce yourself. Thank you.
Good morning. I think what we are contributing could be the most important part of this meeting on how to increase membership of this Sacco. I believe somebody is noting that one. That point of putting our notice somewhere here for people to see when they are coming to canteen, very important. Even other corners of the corridor, this is our place. The other thing I was thinking is that we can have some reward for those who bring members. We can have a situation when we come for an AGM like this one, we start with the leaders. Let the leaders, each and every one of them, stand and tell us how many people he or she has helped to bring to Sacco. In fact, it should be part of knowing whom we should elect. And it should be an accredit for a leader to tell us, you are there as a chair, how many people you have brought here? You are there as a supervisory chair, how many people you have brought this year to this Sacco? Then after that, then we go to members. For you, no reward, but for members, a reward. If I had brought 10 people, we say, what kind of a reward, incentives, you should give me as a member. And I believe by the end of the year, we will be double this way.
Any other? Mohammed. That was Bishop. Mohammed.
Assalamu alaikum. Mine is on strategic partnerships. I was going through the notes and I find that as a key, very important avenue that we can get more new members and also revenue growth. Tell us the current status about strategic partnerships, and is it wise that we form a mini committee to tackle that kind of partnerships? Because a partnership normally translates to financial growth. Thanks.
Are we done? Oh.
Hamjambo wote. Mimi nataka tu kuuliza swali hivi. Tunasema tunatafuta members nje na ndani. Lakini sometimes naona ni riski watu wa nje pia. Wakati unaleta member, hakikisha unamjua vizuri. Kwa sababu wakati atachukua loan na a default, wewe mwenye kuleta lazima tukufuate. Wewe ndio unajua mahali yako. Lakini sisi hapa ndani nikidefault utajua mahali penye utanipata. Usilete tu mtu kwa sababu unataka namba iongezeke. Angalia huyo mtu vizuri na umjue vizuri. Akitoroka ngambo unamfuata ngambo kumrudisha.
I am sure the Secretariat is collecting those concerns. A number of them are really genuine concerns, and it's not like we can pretend to stand and respond to them, but it's something to sit and think over and offer solution. But first things first, we have a reward for anybody bringing a member. That one is there. And because though it may be historic, we know the areas which recruit a lot, which employ. Bishop, you are just next to the office there. Bring as many as you can and you'll be rewarded kindly when you are recruiting. Direct them. The chair was telling me that when they went to be employed, they were told the Sacco to join is Mtangazaji. And they joined, and now she is the chair. So bring in more chairs and what have you. recruit, help us recruit. We are saying recruitment is not a prerogative of the management alone, it is a collective duty. The concern of Bichange that we set up a kiosk there is also genuine. But again, we need to look at the logistics, because earlier we were talking of setting up an office at the gate. It did work. But now if it is a tent, we can see how to distribute it. I think the management will take up that task, even if it is quarterly, that kind of thing. I don't know the frequency that in Bichange is our security there. How regularly do they come? Quarterly, is it okay? Quarterly is every 3 months we are back there. Every 3 months we are back there. Would it work? Fine, it's almost the same. Thank you. So that is something I believe the management will sit down and think over as a way of recruiting. The warning shot by Auma also makes sense. Kenyans have become very tricky nowadays. They can even steal from M-Swali. So again, you need to know whom you are dealing with. You need to do a kind of a vetting so that you don't bring somebody to come and take now what you will be taking at the close of the year as your dividends. But again, that is something which we cannot say we are going to respond and tell you those doors are closed. We can't close them here. But we'll sit down and take it to consideration. Partnership, yes. It will also be thought about. But if you can write a proposal and then drop it to the office, this management sits regularly. They look at the proposals and they'll be able to kind of formulate a solution or an action plan, rather. Is there anything pending on that? Do you seem to be done on the matters arising from the previous minutes? If we are, the secretary was supposed to read the previous minutes after reading the notice of motion, and finally invite the chair to welcome all of us and then go ahead and read our statement. Brother, you are looking at me like I've jumped the cart ahead of the horse. Is it within? Thank you. Yeah, so that is how we are going. We will invite the chair to welcome all of us and go ahead and read our statement. Chair, most welcome.
Okay, so we do the
Introduction we did. Oh yeah, the team.
Good morning, members. Good morning. Mbona mnakaa baridi baridi hivi? Nafaa kujisikia mko nyumbani. This is your day. And welcome today. Before I proceed to read my report, I would wish that we do an introduction ya hapa mbele. Okay, let's start with the committees. The committee members. Committee members. Mbona mnajificha Mr. Napali? Karibuni.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jenduku Festus. I'm in the executive. I'm the treasurer. Thank you.
Good morning, members.
Good morning.
My name is Lynette Namai. I'm in the credit committee. I'm the secretary of the credit committee. Karibuni. This is my chair.
Good morning, members. My name is Joseph Napali. I'm the chair credit. Thanks.
Morning, members. Stanley Mwang is my name in supervisory.
Good morning, members. I'm Catherine Achenga, the Honorary Secretary, and the Secretariat is over there. Good morning, members. Is it okay, this one? Munanisikiza? Okay, sasa. My name is Zipporah Alal. I am the chairperson, Supervisory Committee.
Morning, members. You'll allow me to introduce in absentia Ken Aliro. Is a member of the board. He's somehow late. This because of some duties, but he will be joining us in the course of the day. He's the one you elected the other day, but he's quite active, so don't think he is absent. Then I'll introduce Nicholas Kigondu. He has been around, but you know when we hold a meeting in the office, you know what it involves. Mara umeitwa kwa ofisi, mara umerudi, but he is with us. He's a member of the credit, and I can assert that credit has done a wonderful job. Is there anybody? We have Hunja Ruvers. He's also a very active member of that supervisory committee. He's out on duty, but he'll join on the link, live link. Yeah? Then we have a diplomat. That is Nyagaka, who will also join us over the live link. Those are the members who are away because of duties or what we call unavoidable circumstances. Mine, I have been called alleged, Eustace Jero. I am the vice chair and alleged. Thank you.
Thank you. And my name is Winnie Chirano. You are able chair, and we are going to talk more. I'd wish to have our guests today to introduce themselves, then we will continue.
Morning. I'm Faith Olero, auditor in charge of your SACCO. Good morning, members. Good morning once again. My name is Brenda Odera, Cooperative Officer, Starehe Sub-County. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll proceed and read my report. Dear members, esteemed guests from the Ministry of Cooperatives, the Auditor General, the board, the supervisory team, and friends of Mtangazaji Sacco, good morning and welcome to our 19th annual general meeting. I'm honored to stand before you today as we reflect on our journey, celebrate achievements, examine challenges, and plan for an even stronger financial future. First, I extend my gratitude to our valued members for your unwavering trust and support. It is because of your continued commitment that we continue to thrive as a SACCO. I am happy to report to have made notable stride in several key areas in past year as outlined below. Education and awareness. We successfully held an education day last year, equipping members with financial knowledge to make informed financial decisions. We plan to build on this and expand this initiative to reach more members. Loan repayments. Loan uptake has been commendable and more members have repaid their loans, demonstrating trust in the SACCO and financial discipline. Membership growth. Our marketing week campaign in October last year was a success, attracting new members and expanding our SACCO's reach. I encourage you to continue marketing our SACCO. There is a need to target non-KBC staff to increase our numbers, and to our new members, welcome to our Mtangazaji Sacco. For the new members, are you in? Kindly stand.
Can see you, Caro. Can they say hi?
Yes, okay.
Sawa. Hi, my name is Abdiaziz Hashim. Kwa wengi tumeinteract na nyinyi along these corridors of KBC. Natoka pale editorial, si mbali.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Caroline Kamau. I thought a year later I would not be so new, but well, I am new. For those who do not know me, I work in the editorial as well. Santeni.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Shankaran Abrahams. I'm a new member, courtesy of my mother, Zipora Alal. But I'm not really that new. I've been here since last year. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, apart from the members who have joined us today in this room, we also have Alice Ngina, who is currently on assignment in a newsroom. And we have also Osman, who is also in 15 production studio. So we quite got a number of members. So let's continue. In terms of investments, we've made strategic investments in cooperative shares and CIC generating income for members. This year we plan to diversify our investments portfolio further. Timely payments. We have remained consistent in disbursing loans, dividends, and supplier payments on time. As we speak, we have no pending loan demands or liabilities. This has enhanced our trust and confidence in our operations. Sacco performance. I'm pleased to report that this year we have had a strong financial year driven by the transition to direct debits and loan uptake. In the last financial year, we disbursed over 17 million shillings in loans to members. Our main income sources remain interest on loans and dividends from our Coop Bank shares. To sustain our financial growth, I am proposing the introduction of a loan processing fee of 1.5% on the loan amount, capped at 1,500 shillings per loan. For microloans of 50,000 shillings and below, the fee proposed is 200 shillings. This fee will cover administrative costs and improve service efficiency while remaining affordable. I urge members to support and approve this measure for implementation this year. Challenges. Delayed remittances. While a majority of members have transitioned to direct debit, we are yet to realize 100% transition. We continue to advocate for our members to embrace direct debit remittances. Member engagement. Some members are not fully utilizing the Sacco's products like holiday savings, and there is little uptake among members who are retiring from employment. We plan to increase engagement through targeted awareness campaigns and personalized support. Way forward. With the lessons learned, we have an ambitious plan for this coming year. 1, we expand financial literacy. We will extend Education Day to reach more members in outside stations. I know Mr. Bichanga said that we had a one-day camp, but it was actually 1 week. It's only that one day that became a holiday that disadvantaged us, but we are going to improve. Recruitment drive. We will build on our marketing success to bring in more members to strengthen our Sacco's financial base. Policy review. We propose changes to our loan policies to ensure sustainability while keeping loans accessible. Strategic partnerships. We are keen on collaborating with other institutions in investments, training, or financial services. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude once again for your presence here today. Together, we can strengthen Mtangazaji Sacco and drive our financial success to new heights. Our Sacco's strength comes from each one of us. With continued unity, commitment, and innovation, we will achieve even greater milestones.
Let us embrace the opportunities ahead and work together to build a stronger, more prosperous Sacco. Thank you for your continued trust and support, and I wish you God's blessings. Asante.
That's the chairman's report, or chairperson's report. I'm corrected. Thanks, courtesy of the editor. He can't go wrong. We need a proposer and a seconder. Aha. Eh?
Amweraija Ombui.
Ombui. Vichange.
Vichange.
We now own that document. We own the report of the chair. Do you want to audit it? And? Yeah. I've said we have the report of the chair, and I welcome you to raise any issues or matters arising from it. Yes? Oh, Bichange, Patia Bichange. And we need to make this interaction active.
Madam Chair, na kurudisha kwa Sacco performance. Paragrafu ya kwanza, angalia. Paragrafu ya pili, ya tatu, mahali hapo umetusomea 50,000, bureau fee proposed 200. Hiyo ni ile pesa unatuambia tuongeze ile pesa nakatwa 50,000. Is it 200? 200 hizi ni zile tunakatwa nzaa hii ama ni gani? Can you clarify nini mzuri? Saa hii 50,000 mmeweka hapa. Haya. Proposed 200. 200 hizi ni zile nakatwa wakati nimebeba 50,000. Haya. Now, ukapropose tufanye nini? We support.
That clarification is going to come. I think just put it down. Put it down, then raise another one so that they answer together.
Yes. Ni hiyo tu?
Ni hiyo tu?
Ni hiyo tu.
Without even going back to the chair, if you trust, what we are saying, it is called processing fee and charges. If you went to the bank and you audited your statement well, ukitoa pesa kwa M-Pesa, unalipishwa nini? Ama ni free? Hii kwa transaction cost? Kwa ATM? Yes. Thank you. So what we are saying is that team going there, because I am sure at the end of the day you want your dividends up. That team that sits, that team that processes your money, the secretariat, if they process a loan of 50,000 and below, that's the one we are charging 200 shillings. That is a new charge introduced. It is not housing levy. So it is a charge to help build the capital base of your Sacco. So that when you sit here next year, you'll not be talking about a figure that the auditor will talk about, which I pretend I don't know, but we'll be talking probably of a higher figure. That's what we are saying. But because I know majority of you do not ask for 200, for 50,000, you ask for millions. We are saying if you ask for a million, you will not be charged more than 1,500. That's the maximum that you can be charged as service charge. Do I seem to answer you, Mbichanga? Nimekujibu? Eh? Thank you. Already? Hatujafika hapo. Hatujafika hapo. Anybody else with another question on the chairperson's report? Yes.
Am I supposed to stand up because I feel a bit dizzy because of fasting, so I can just sit down, isn't it?
Naona vile umejenga hatutakusumbua sana, but it's part of exercise. Kusimama.
Nikukuwa na bibi mzuri so. Acha kunisumbua. My question is on membership growth, specifically the non-KBC staff. I think I have a suggestion here on how we can lure those non-KBC staff. Those non-KBC staff are those guys who are not working for KBC, if I'm correct, isn't it? Where are they? There are two categories of people. We have the youth and we have the Gen Zs and other guys, isn't it? For us to do that non-KBC staff, I propose as Mohammed that one, we do tents outside KBC, especially in a concentrated areas like uptown there, and then also let us leverage on social media, because when most of the time that I'm a consumer of social media products, by the way, most of the time that I go through the social media platforms, I see a lot of Saccos on TikTok, I see Saccos on Twitter, on Facebook. So where are we on that? Because Kenyans now are moving to TikTok, isn't it? And yeah, people are migrating from Facebook to TikTok. So can we have a TikTok platform as a member of recruiting more membership? Maybe I'm too ambitious, but we can reach there, isn't it?
We had suggested that because of different opinions, if you could allow the management team to sit down and examine these options of membership from outside. I know we have been going through it many times, but majority of the circles, what they are doing is what our chair of the supervisory has done, and it is here. It is not rocket science anymore. She has brought in her daughter. The easiest way, because we all have, I believe, and God must have blessed us, children, and these children of today are not being employed in governments like you. Very few are. Wherever they are being employed, if we can guide them, they can join Mtangazaji courtesy of you. That's an exercise that Mwalimu did, Mwalimu Sacco. You can join through your wife, through your mother, through your... That may be a direct way of recruitment through these members, all of us. The other one is mainly to go to other institutions, offices, the way they come to ours. It is also an option, but again, it will be weighed. The social media way is an option, but I think we cannot say we are going direct there. It needs consultations. If we answer in this meeting that we are going to social media, and then tomorrow, when we come next year, you audit us, we would lack answers. Just allow us to sit down as a team. We see the viability, we do some appraisals and see whether we can go to the social media. But it's a genuine concern, and I thank you for that. What was the other one? Was there any other? Thank you. Any other issue on the chairperson's report? Any other member on the chairperson's report with a concern? Hakuna. Imesink, imeingia ndani. mnamwambia aendelee hivyo hivyo. Eh? Thank you. Can I proceed with my agendas, please? And if we are together, I will now be inviting the supervisory chair to read our report. Supervisory.
It's still morning. Good morning. Good morning once again. I'm rising to read the report just like I have been introduced to do. So I will start by our mandate as supervisory committee members. But I also like to tell you that supervisory is not an auditing committee. We just supervise all that goes on in our circle. So our role as members of the supervisory committee, we are tasked to investigate and oversee all activities by the SACCO according to the core function of SACCOs and any other viable activity if for the benefit of members. The committee's role is to keep the SACCO in check. The members, therefore, recommend their findings to the management for action plan for the smooth running of the association. So whatever we do not implement as members of the supervisory committee. We can only recommend on what is to be done. But now when we have a meeting like this one, then now you can interrogate the management. Sasa tumeelewana hapo. So now I'll introduce by saying that Mtangazaji Sacco, for those who are new and do not know, Mtangazaji Sacco was founded with the blessings of the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation exclusively for its employees and also managed exclusively by its employees. This meant that it depended on KBC for monthly contributions deducted from its members through the payroll to the Sacco's accounts. KBC then started defaulting on the agreement and some members started withdrawing from the Sacco when they could not get loans on time, and if they did, it was done in tranches. The board came with a system, they came up with a system to save Mtangazaji from liquidation. Direct debit was introduced, and since then, the Sacco has realized positive changes in collection of revenue. However, for reasons best known to members still on payroll, they are clawing back progress made thus far. The supervisory committee is urging that group of members to join the rest in direct debit or cash remittance to the Sacco account. So direct debit. In looking into our books of accounts, the committee observed that quite a significant number of members have honored their end of the bargain by faithfully not touching what belongs to the Sacco in their respective banks. However, there are those who withdraw the entire amount once salaries hit their accounts, subjecting the Sacco to unwarranted deficits and unnecessary standing order charges to individual accounts. You know, sometimes I know that as employees and in this era, we are hard pressed in terms of finances. But before you do that, kindly talk to the secretariat, tell them what you're going through. I think you'll work out something. Instead of withdrawing everything and just keeping quiet, and then at the end of the day you want a loan, it won't work. Trial balance and bank statements, or reconciliation of receipts and checks. The reconciliation of entries made in the black book receipts and the bank statements reflected the true statement of the Sacco accounts and members' records. You do realize we do not have checks anymore because of this technology that is running at a very high speed. On bank statements, the statements available to the committee covers from October 2nd, 2024 to January 31st, 2025. The debit and credit accounts are 0 shillings and 5,350 respectively, brought forward from the previous quarter with a running balance of 2,050,239 and 65 cents in October 2024, and debit accounts at 189 shillings against 0 shillings and running balance of 1,328,546,015 cents in January 2025. So loan advance to members are now done through Sacco bank accounts, and the narrations in the statements reflect the records kept by the Secretariat. You know what the narrations are? You know, like who has deposited, who has withdrawn, then that's the narration that will reflect in our statements, and will help the supervisory as much as it helps the Treasury Office and the Secretariat. So in trial balance, the balance sheet was also availed from January 2024 to January 2025. The financial expenditure, assets and liabilities for the period under review for the month of January 2024, debit and credit sorry about that. Debit and credit was 31,520 shillings, and it closed at 31 shillings 980 in January 2025. The funds were loans disbursed for school fees and personal loans to members. The bank account debit and credits balance out at 5,484,160,070 cents in January 2024. And 2,813,812 shillings and 65 cents in January 2025, marking a positive status of our accounts. No observation was made in movable assets purchased or disposed of, therefore, no expenses incurred. However, satisfied with the items without specifying which ones, as it lacked transparency. So we already advanced this concern, and the office took notice for future action. Loans status. In our last meeting on the 25th, as supervisory committee, we met on the 25th of February this year, and we established that members who had applied for loans were 5, for a cumulative sum total of 990,000 Kenya shillings. However, 2 out of the 5 applicants did not get their loans by the time we held our meeting due to late submission of their application. So I believe by now they have been sorted out. When we come to our creditors, the Sacco did not owe money to any institution nor an individual, except for one retiree whose remittances were done on check-off through the payroll. The management felt it was in the best interest of Mtangazaji to secure all its remittances first to avoid further loss to the Sacco. But I believe he's been paid by now. This was just as at the time we had our meeting. So on defaulters, like I always say, this one has become soup. We can drink it. The Sacco is still pursuing Metabel. She owes the Sacco 250,000 Kenya shillings. And also a former Sacco employee, James Miano, owes the Sacco 36,000 Kenya shillings. The reason why I'm saying it is soup, it has become soup, we can drink it, is because there's not a year I stand here and do not mention the 2 names, yeah? So I think and I hope the management is going to do something because our recommendation was that this matter should be put to rest and bring a closure to this. As Sacco debtors, as usual, our employer, KBC, is our biggest debtor. By the time we had our meeting, they owed us 4.2 million Kenya shillings by January 2025. Up from 3 million Kenya shillings by May 2024. But as we are sitting here, I've just been informed that by Thursday this week, KBC had already sent 3.7 million shillings to our Sacco account. Simpigie KBC makofi, hata kama wamebaki na kiasi kidogo tu. When it comes to financial and audit situation, the Sacco account is liquid enough, except that KBC will need to pay what it owes a Sacco to enable it to conduct its daily financial transactions effectively. Ile ukitaka instant loan unapata in 30 minutes. Sindio? Kama mko liquid hivyo. Si mkitaka whatever it is, the normal loan mnapata in 1 week na mnashangaza wengine. In governance and management, the governing body has done well so far to better the Sacco. However, as a committee, we need to see it do more, especially on our debtors and loan defaulters, to be pursued with the speed to recover our money. Our website, I've seen that one member has also talked about our social media. So there were a few challenges experienced with the programmer when developing the website. A subcommittee was formed to fast-track the progress to realize the dream of a one-stop shop for Sacco services. However, the operations are yet to be realized. So it's not like the management is not doing, something about social media and how we can attract more membership. It's just that the programmer alikuwa na issues that will be sorted out. Now, when it comes to M-Pesa, Airtel, Coop kwa Jirani, the apps are active. However, they are not attracting as many customers in terms of transactions. This has really hampered the profit margins. We were informed that there seems to be a correlation between late payment of KBC employee salaries and the low transactions on these platforms. We also realized that the Sacco had hired one of the M-Pesa lines to a colleague in KBC, which does not bring in money consistently. The profit the Sacco gets from this line is 1,200 Kenya shillings per month, and only when it does function. Sometimes we get from this person, sometimes we do not. On M-Pesa, the monthly operational transactions translate to a profit of between 4,700 and 5,600 shillings. Airtel, the sale of airtime worth 5,000 shillings, brings in profit of 600 shillings a month. Coop kwa Jirani, the monthly transactions on this platform brings in a profit of 2,000 shillings. When we come to insurance, we are well secured in terms of insurance, and the Sacco premiums are fully paid up as October 2024. When it comes to membership recruitments, by the time we're having our meeting, we were 77. Initially, we were 78, and one of the retirees refused to continue his membership, so he withdrew. And we were at number 77. Up until this morning, where is Bishop? I dragged a lady to join. She is our new member, and right now she's shooting something, but as soon as she's through, she'll join us. But she's our newest member. All right? Yes, so she's our newest member, and of course, hata kama ningeficha, haingefichika. Ako kama yai kanafanana, huyo sasa pia, yeye alijoin last year. So I brought in two. Abichange, you are talked about membership. It's not just about, like Mr. Njeru said, it's not just about the officials who should do something about membership. Just ask anybody. When you talk to somebody, ask them, do you belong to a Sacco? You'll be surprised. Like the lady who I just brought this morning, she told me she's never joined a Sacco, and she's regretting why she did not even know that there's any Sacco for KBC that exists. She would be far today. So you see, just by asking, you lose nothing. Just ask and you might be surprised. I'm happy Caroline is here. Last year I was like on her neck, and thank you, Catherine, for making her come. Hashim, you are most welcome. I hope you're there. He's gone. and of course Shankaron. Yeah, that's my daughter. Don't ask me. Mimi ni Mjaluo. Shankaron, that's her name. Yes. So immediately after the customer care week last year, like we've said, we moved up, from 74 to 78 members. The committee was informed that there are plans to have a recruitment drive once KBC pays the Sacco what it owes. One of the proposed products to attract new membership was dubbed Karibu Loan. But our recommendation as a committee, we advise the management to put on hold the Karibu Loan product until measures are put in place to cushion the Sacco from potential defaulters. Just like Concepta said, you may not know who is coming in, and after they've taken that Karibu Loan, they may just disappear because you can't hold them down. So in conclusion, so far so good. The Sacco is active and doing a good job. We hope that it will improve its services even better and more to attract new and former members back and build a bigger family that will eventually create Mtangazaji Forsa. Manya mtaki kuwa na Forsa. Forsa is easy. Munalipoaga do hata kabla kila mtu. And then mnaambia kila siku tuko na salary wapi? Mko kwa Forsa. The supervisory committee recommended the Sacco rebrands. Mr. Bishop, we had already talked about it. So we recommended that the Sacco rebrands, including and not limited to posters that would market the Sacco within and outside the broadcasting house. So this would attract more members and hopefully join the Sacco. Finally, supervisory committee members urge all of us, especially those who are yet to experience the direct debit, to do so to enjoy benefits of a self-sufficient Sacco that is able to provide services to its members whenever needed. And it was signed by me, the chair. That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Supervisory Committee. We need a proposer and a seconder for the supervisory speech. Thank you, Bishop. Seconder? Hi, wawili.
Oh, very good morning or good afternoon. I second. Thank you.
Thank you. Matasa Raisi? Yes, Bijange? Patie Mike?
Asante sana. Tena, Madam Supervisor, yuko swali nataka ama members wanataka kujua juu ya defaulters hawa. Huyu mwenzetu Metapel ameapia kwa kila meeting tukikuja hapa lazima jina yake yapia hapa. Na huyu mwenzetu anaitwa Miano. As I think Miano, Mr. Bishop, daweza utuelezea juu ya Miano kidogo saa? How is Miano? Miano ameretire ama ako ndani? Yes? Oh, Miano ni nani huyu tuko naye?
Miano alikuwa employee wa Sacco.
John Miano. Sorry. Nimewekwa mzuri.
Alikuwa employee wa Sacco. Akatoroka.
Aya, asante. Sasa naomba mtujibu hapo ni hatua gani nini mumepiga kama nyinyi viongozi wetu juu ya watu wawili? Kwa sababu isiwe tukikuja hapa kila mara majina yao ikiwe inaapia bila kutuambia ni hatua gani mmechukua kwa mwaka mmoja mzima kama Metapel tukiwa hapa. Mr. Kirui, mnakumbuka kabisa iko kitu Mr. Kirui aliongea juu ya huyu msichana, akasema Mr. Kirui, ama nimedanganya? Mr. Kirui alitaja juu ya huyu msichana Metapel, aliongea kama siwezi sahau kulingana na vile nafuatilia hizi zetu vile tunaendelea. Kirui alitupatia advice vile tutaweza pata huyu msichana. Aya, na Miano huyu hakuwa pia tena kwa hiyo meeting tulitoka, amekuja kwa hii meeting ya kwanza. Ni hatua gani ile mmechukua, Madam Supervisor? Hiyo ndio swali yangu.
Asante Bichang. Vile nimesema, kama supervisory, we do not take action. Once we have done our observations, we recommend to the management to take action. And that's why nikianza kusoma mambo ya defaulters niliwaambia hii case sasa ilikuwa kama sio, kwa sababu hakuna mwaka nasimama hapa na nisema watu hawa wawili they know what is supposed to be done. Sasa mambo na action yao supervisor. Asante.
Thank you, Chair. I'm sure Kirui wants to respond to something before we answer you. Okay. Maybe just to respond to that bit, when we highlight your debt with us, we are tumetoa what you had invested with us, then tunawachwa na ile tunaita negative balance. To you is negative, to us is positive. Uko na deni yetu wewe. Sasa hiyo ndio tunahesabu. Tulichukua ile share zake akaachwa na 36,000. That's what he is left with. Metapel, the chair is saying it's over 10 years. I can confirm that it is over 10 years. When Metapel went to America, we have tried all methods of bringing Metapel on board, including Facebook, but Kirui needs to, you have something about it? Let him tell us before I...
Good afternoon. My name is Kirui, and I try to follow this issue of Metabel. Metabel stays in Minnesota in United States of America, and she comes to Kenya secretly most of the time. I found that the father is the chairperson of Kisii Farmers Union, a very wealthy person. His name is Richard Mainya. So from there, I just wanted you to just give me a letter, and I'll be able to follow her, and we'll get our money. What we can do is to write to the father that the daughter left here with our money, and we would like to reach to the Interpol. That is, we need to threaten the father so that the father pays the money. He's a very wealthy person in Kisii town. Thank you very much.
You clap for Kirui.
Within the law, let it not come back and fight. Let it be done within the law. It is a good idea, but let the legal person be consulted so that it's done within. Let it not come back with another letter written by a lawyer. Now it's a warlike, which is to our disadvantage.
That's fine. Lending money is usually very easy because you lend on a friendly term. But getting it paid back, huwa ni matanga. We are going to do it within the confines of the law, but also we will not confront, because remember, the father is not the debtor. What I suggest is that the secretariat will give us a statement of Metapel to prove the legality of that matter. And then we can do a letter and copy to any relevant authority, because we can also use that PR a bit. We will do a letter authorizing Kirui to go and petition or recover our funds owned by
this and this through whatever means, but we'll do a letter. The father would not want damages like he has put it, but first you go negotiate with a letter identifying himself with a statement. If they cannot agree, that's when we now go the route of, but that's my thinking. That's now when you go the route of legal. Because you don't threaten somebody who is not even antagonizing you. If he is a gentleman and he says, yes, if this is a statement, my daughter has kept your money for this long, give me 1 month, I pursue it from her. That would be okay. After all, we have waited for 10 years or over. But let's not start like we are fighting because he was not in the picture. Maybe we are not even informed him. Aren't we? So let us approach him. You are a media person, you have good PR. Approach him with a letter of introduction and what went on and how we have made the effort. Let's see how he can come in and help. I am saying this because I have demanded money from those people who left us for a long time until it overtakes you. So let us see. We'll do a letter with our logo and a statement from the office, and it will go to him. We'll get our feedback. Now, when we open the gate of communication, that is when we can even engage a lawyer. It will be more expensive to get your debt paid than the money itself. But this time, we'll just facilitate Kirui, go have a cup of tea with that himself, present the letter of demand. Kirui is a honest, is a patron of the Sacco. You'll tell us something. I think that way we'll. This year, do you think we can start a war before we exhaust the? Thank you. Because this is cooperative. That's what it means. Yeah, you cooperate. Thank you. Any other thing on the report? Yes, Kakoma.
Mine owes the Sacco on the 5th minute of last year's 2023-2024 report. The figure indicated is 256,000, but when you come to watch to 2024-2025 report, the figure indicated is 250,000. Could you clarify exactly how much Metabel owes the Sacco? Thanks.
Chair, are we sure of that figure?
Which figure?
The one Metabel owes us. Is it 250 or 200?
No, it's 200. Metabel owes us 250,000, of course, plus the interest that has accrued over the years. So that is the principal amount that she took from the Sacco. Yes.
Thank you. Well done. Anything else on the supervisory report? You have something? We are good to go. Thank you. Having done away with the supervisory report, allow me to invite our April treasurer to present the treasurer's report.
Hello, members. The financial report for the year ending 31st December 2024 by the Treasurer during the 19th AGM held on 29th March 2025. That's today. So my fellow cooperators and our guests from the Ministry of Cooperatives, I'm humbled to present to you the Treasurer's report for the year ended 31st December 2024. Additionally, I will present the revised budget for the financial year 2025 and the proposed budget for the financial year 2026. Last year, we made strides in improving our financial stability, and I'm happy to report that we have continued to record improvements. revenue and other income. For the financial year ended in December, our interest income decreased by 9.3% from Kenyan shillings 2.6 million to Kenyan shillings 2.4 million, whereas there was an increase in the uptake of loans, the drop in income as a result of delayed remittances by the employer. This affects our bottom line, and there is need to improve on this. However, our operating income from investments in cooperative bank shares grew by 2%, increasing from Kenyan shillings 2.1 million to Kenyan shillings 2.15 million. The Sacco should continue with its investments to increase its profits. So that's in part of the income. So now in our expenses increased by 12%, mainly due to marketing and education activities carried out during the year. So despite this, all expenditures remained within the allocated budget, and so to say, reduction. So the budget reduced by what we had approved last year for us to get something for the marketing activities we've had. So member deposits and loans, the adoption of monthly deductions via direct debit has increased the total loans disbursed from Kenyan shillings 15 million to Kenyan shillings 17 million, meaning that the direct debit system has been our savior. However, deposit collections have decreased due to delayed remittances, and we strongly urge members still on the payroll to switch direct debit to address this persistent concern. Additionally, we encourage members to increase their savings to build on the overall deposits. That's something that we can discuss. Further, we are proposing the introduction of a loan processing fee of 1.5% on loans above 50,000 shillings, with a cap of 1,500 as a way of mobilizing our funds and meeting administrative costs. I think that was spoken and approved. So for loans of 50,000 shillings and below, we are proposing a fixed loan processing fee of 200 shillings, and we will enhance our growth. So we urge you to consider this proposal. I think that has already been done. Now we go to membership. Through our one-week recruitment campaign last year, we welcomed at least 7 new members into the Sacco. We recruited 4 and then additionally 3, and the process that is still ongoing. We also urge members to help us in this, given that we are building our Sacco. But we promise you that this team here is doing their best, given the obstacles that are there, and we'll keep on doing it. This year we expect more members to come on board. If you can see that we have the majority from newsroom, so it is a place that we have been visiting. We also want to visit these other areas. So kindly be patient with us. We are in that process. So through our one-week recruitment campaign last year, we welcomed 7 members into the Sacco. Further, we are encouraging those retiring from the civil service not to exit the Sacco, as we have products tailor-made for them to continue enjoying our services. So we encourage those who are retiring, kindly trust us with your money. We have one member. He's here. He has never taken his money. He's also encouraging other members to do the same, because your money is safe. 2025-2026 budget. All Sacco activities are within the approved budget. We plan to maintain this approach this financial year and the year 2026. Finally, the Sacco has shown strong financial performance, particularly in loan disbursements and investments. However, income from loans dropped, and delays remittances by the employer remains a major concern. This especially for those who were on the DD platform. They decided to withdraw all their money, and the only solution is to take them back to the payroll. something that is dragging us back. So we urge members, we still urge them, we urged them last year, we still urge them to take the initiative, not to withdraw their money from their banks, so that our DD may be a success. Finally, the Sacco has shown strong financial performance, particularly in loan disbursements and investments. However, income from loans dropped and delayed remittances from the employer remains a major concern. I'm confident if we implement some of these measures, such as aggressive recruitment and introduction of loan processing fee, we can enhance financial stability and ensure financial growth. Thank you for your support and dedication to the Sacco. Before I go to the main budget, I'll give members time to react on this.
You come to read the budget proposed. Okay. That is the Treasurer's report. Can we have proposers and Sekoda? Mikono miwili. Mohamed, Sekoda, Kakoma. Thank you. You want to audit it before it? Okay, it has been proposed and seconded. Can we now raise any matters from it?
Before we go that, I've seen a mistake when it comes to Mohammed. Mohammed is one M, not a double M.
Okay.
So yeah, be very keen because...
As we correct that one, I want to acknowledge that our officials who are held up have arrived there with us. Nicholas is here with us. Nicholas Karibu Sana. Rufus is here with us. Ken Adiro is here with us. I also want to confirm that there are people, our members who are online, Philip Chemdani, Friend Luguja, and Wangari Kamau. They are online. So we are not just this number, we are more. Nicholas, would you want to sit near here? Not now. Thank you. So matters arising from the Treasurer's report? Or do you want her to present the budget before you can raise anything? Raise a sum budget. Kindly do that. Thank you.
Thank you for that. So budget proposal, let me start with the income. Approved for 2024. Interest on members' loans, we approved at 3 million, but the actuals was 2.4 million. Approved for 2025, 3.2 million. Supplementary 3M, proposed 3.2. Proposed, that means for 2026. So members' fees, that is membership fee, 15,000. Actual spent for 2024 was 2,000. Then the approved for 2025, 15,000. Supplementary 2025, 15,000. So the proposed for 2026 remains the same at 15,000. Co-op back dividends, this is our income. We had approved at 1.3 million, that was for 2024. The actuals, that's what came in, 1.9. So the approved 2 million, 2025. Supplemental 2025, 2 million. Of course, proposed for 2026 is 2 million. Okay, cooperative bank dividends, I've read that one. Let me go to refinancing fee. And for the sake of time, kindly allow me to go straight to the figures. So refinancing fee, 100,000, approved for 2025. 2024, 167. 2025, 100. Supplemental 2025, 200. So let me go to M-Pesa income. 100,000 approved for 2024. 2020, the actuals for 2024 72,000. So approved for 2025 remains the same. Other incomes, no, the sundry incomes, 20,000. That was what I approved for 2024. The actuals, that was what was spent for this, 5,200. So the approved for 2025 is 20,000. Other risk fund, it's 300,000. Actuals 237. That was 2024. So the approved for 2025 is 350, and the same with supplementary. So the totals for those incomes is 4,885,000. Actuals 4.8. Approved for 2025 5.8. So let me go to expenditures. Salaries approved was 800,000. Actuals 665,000. Approved 800,000. That's for 2025. Supplementary remains the same. Office and repairs, that's the maintenance of the office, 10,000, approved for 2024, but the actual spent was just 1,000, so 10,000 approved for 2025, supplementary be 50,000. Committee sitting allowances, 350,000, was approved for 2024, but the actual spent was 287,000. So approved for this year remains the same, 350,000. Education to members, 100,000. Remember, we are still doing marketing. So education to members is 100,000, approved for 2024, and the actual spend was the same amount. So we're proposing at 150,000 for 2025. AGM expenses approved for 2024 was 350, but last year we actually spent 253,000 for our general meeting. So for 2025, 350,000 was approved, whereas supplementary is 320. Let me go to bank charges. 150,000 was approved for 2024. The actual spent was 75,000. 150 approved for 2025. Hospitality expenses, 30,000. Was approved, but the actual spend was 15,100. 30,000 has been proposed for 2025 budget. External audit fees, 40,000, approved for 2024, but 35,000 was actually spent. Approved with 40,000. Printing and stationery, those are the for office use. 10,000 for stationery was approved for 2024, and the actual spent was 3,200. We're proposing for 10,000 for 2025. Airtime and virtual meetings, like this one for today, approved for 2024 was 40,000, but the actual spent was 23,000. So we are proposing at 40,000 for 2025. General expenses, 10,000, but total spent was just 3,700. Insurance scheme, 300,000 was approved for 2024, but the amount spent was 180. That was the actual figure for 2024, but we're proposing 300,000 for 2025. Software maintenance, 150, approved for 2024, but only 69,600 was spent for software maintenance. So 100,000 has been approved for 2025. Contingency, 50,000 was approved, but the actual spend was none. So 50,000 is what has been approved for 2025. Computer and printer, 50,000 approved for 2024, but none was spent at the actuals. So we're proposing it at 2025 for 2020, 50,000 for 2025. So depreciation approved was 50,000, but the actual was 18,000. So approved for 2025 is 50,000. Provision for loss, we had approved at 800,000, 2024, The actuals was none, so nothing was spent on that. Approved is 800,000 for 2025. So that totals to 3,390,000, but the actual spent was 1,700,000. The surplus, 1.4, that was approved for 2024, but the actual 3.1. Approved for 2025 is 2.3. That's all for me, unless you have a question.
Thank you. You have seen the budget and the proposals for the year ahead, which we are already in, because we can't have a gap. You can seek clarifications from that budget. You can ask why do this, why spend this, that kind of thing. That's what the treasurer is supposed to inform you. Otherwise, she has presented what she expects this management to spend in the year ahead. And she has also taken you back to show you how she spent the last amount. That is where we are now. Can we have questions from that? She has read her speech. We propose that budget proposal. Yes? Budget proposal. Proposer, Nicholas, Sekoda. Huh? Tyson, the other name? Zek. Huh? Zek. Ah, good. Matters arising from that budget. I know now we are approaching the core thing. We are approaching the audited account, and I know that is where we are focusing. I'm also focusing there, by the way. But before we reach there, because whatever we are focusing is as a result of how the treasurer drives us. Yes? Oh, you are excited already? We reach there. Tufike huko? Tufike? Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Oh dear. So we'll invite you, my dear. The auditor is presenting the audited accounts.
I hope you have the copies. You have copies? Response? Mukona copies? Let me wait for at least all of you to get copies. Najua mnangojea dividends. But again, your concern should also be how you are faring on as a society in terms of figures, the loan book, the deposits, amount of share capital. Sikungojea to dividends. You need to know why zimetoka wapi, how they are generated from your books. Okay, I think everyone has a copy. We go straight to page 6, where we look at the income statement. I will not go through the whole booklet, but the two statements I'll take you through will cover everything, every detail that you need to know. When we look at page 6, we have the income statement where we look at the revenue for the society and the expenses. I'll begin with you know very well the core business of the society is savings and credit. So you expect income to come from, is it? Okay. Okay, I was just confirming whether I'm audible. I'm not feeling the mic. But if they are here, if they are hearing, it's okay. So we look at the revenue. The main source of income for the society was interest from loans to members, which was 2,414,390 and 21 cents. And you'll be comparing with the performance for the previous year, 2023. I will not be going through the figures. Other interest income was 9,668 and 98 cents. Then we had a provision for interest on members' deposits of 2,085 shillings 125. Net interest, and then the net income was 450,306 shillings and 30 cents. Other operating income was 2,151,422 shillings. Maybe we go to note 2 on page 11. We look at the other interest income. The other interest income, there's interest income from tokens of 4,214, entrance fee of 2,000, loan processing fee of 5,200, refinancing fee of 167,613, cooperative dividends of 1,972,395 shillings. So that is also other sources of income for the society. So back to page 6, we look at our net revenue of, we had a net revenue after deducting the provision for interest expense. So we had a net revenue of 2,601,728 shillings and 30 cents. We look at the expenses for the society. The year ended 2024 was 1,870,486 and 71 cents. You can look at it in details on page 11, note 3. Then the other expense was the bank charges, which totaled to 90,512 shillings and 30 cents. So we had a surplus of, the society had a surplus of 640,729 and 29 cents. So there was a provision for tax of 16,706 shillings. Then surplus after tax was 624,023 shillings and 29 cents. 20% of it, amounting to 124,804 shillings and 66 cents, was taken to statutory reserves. So the remaining amount for distribution was 499,218 and 63 cents. The remaining amount, there was a provision for dividends out of that amount of 26,000, provision for honorarium of 100,000, provision for staff bonus 10,000. So out of this amount, it remained 363,218 shillings and 63 cents was taken to the retained earnings. So that was the income statement, where we have for provisions. There's provision for interest expense. There's also provision for dividends, honorarium, and staff bonus. You'll be led by the government official when that time comes for resolution. So we go to page 7, where we look at the assets, liabilities, and shareholders' funds for the society. So we have asset of cash and cash equivalent of 213,424 shillings and 96 cents. This is the cash balance at the end of the year. Then there's trade and other receivables of 3,828 shillings, 667 and 10 cents. In the trade receivables, when you look at note 8 on page 12, here is where we have the defaulters and the debtor employer, the amount that the Sacco expects from the employer. So we look at the loan book which closed at 42,594,606.14. Other financial assets, these include corp shares of 1,290,000. I'm reading from page 12, looking at the other financial assets. Page 12, note 11, you had corp bank shares, then Cusco shares of 1,076 shillings, M-Pesa float of 120,000, CC unit trust amounted to 2,199,319 shillings and 06 cents. Then as a society, you have a physical assets worth 42,000. This include computer, software. The worth at the end of 2024 was 42,155.67 shillings. So total asset as a society, you have 50,289,248.93 cents. We go to the liability where you have members' deposits, which close at 38,572,410. Then trade and other receivables amounted to 1,787,821 shillings. Then there is a provision for interest on members' deposits of 2,378,539. Tax payable for the year 2024 was 72,656 shillings and 90 cents. Insurance funds was 1,815,280 and 61 cents. So total liability had a total of 44,626,707 shillings and 51 cents. We look at the shareholders' funds where the share capital was the figure was retained from the previous year of 650,892 shillings. Reserves grew to 5,011 shillings, 649 shillings and 42 cents. So if you look at that page, our account balanced, meaning the total assets were equal to the total liabilities and total shareholders' funds. So the accounts balance with a figure of 50,289,248 shillings and 93 cents. So that was the statement of financial position as at the year ended 2024. You look at page 3 where we have the summary of the accounts. So I look at the key ratios. So when you look at operating efficiency, there's the total expenses versus the total revenue. That means the society is at a good state of 91%. It means that the society is able to cater for its needs with the revenue that the society is earning. Anything above 50% is okay, you are at 91%. Then there is interest on members' deposits. So when you decide, it's going to be distributed at a rate of 10.85%. Then the dividends will be distributed at 14%. The share capital, the dividends we issue on the share capital. Then interest expense is on members' deposits. That is the percentage. Na nasikia watu wameclap hapo sana. Why didn't you clap when I was reading the growth on the yeah, on the deposits? So that was your audited reports for the year 2024. The government auditors were your audits for the year 2024. You've had the government even in the previous years. And when that time comes when you're voting for your auditors, please consider the government. And it does not mean you are voting for me. You're voting for the government auditor. It may be me or my colleague Okay, that was your report. Can we have a proposer and seconder? Especially the person who clapped the loudest. Somebody is being pointed and is not aware. Okay, seconder. Thank you. Maybe we can have questions, any matters arising from the report.
Maybe kupitia kwa chairperson. Jua hiyo ripoti imesomeka hivyo, lakini kule upande wa education naomba kama hawa ma-auditors mungewaleta hata kule mashinani ili waweze kutuhamasisha. Wajua imesomwa, lakini ukweli ni kwamba mimi nyingi zimenipita. So kama inawezekana through the chair, mtuletee waje watufundishe ili watuonyeshe huwa wanafanyaje, ili wakati hata tukipiga makofi tuwe tunapiga makofi tukijua tunafanya nini. Maana ukweli ni kwamba naweza kuwa nimepiga makofi, lakini kitu ambacho nimekipiga makofi sikijui. Naitwa Joseph Karisa Bisaidi.
Okay. Good afternoon once again. If there are no more query on the auditor's report, I'll proceed with the rest of the agenda. My name is Brenda Odera. I'm a cooperative officer from Starehe Sub-County. So I believe with most of us we've met, but with some we've not met yet, but it's good to have you here today. So before I dive into resolutions, allow me to just make a few remarks. Number one is to commend you for doing your AGM within the stipulated time. So for cooperatives, we normally advise that the AGM is done after the close of the financial year. You're supposed to do your AGM within 4 months after the close of the financial year, which brings it to the deadline that is 30th of April. So I'd like to commend you for doing your AGM within the stipulated time. So I hope we continue in the same spirit, and also thank you for the leadership team for actually ensuring that we are compliant on the same. Number two is also to commend you for taking time to be here today to take part in the decision making of your society. I've heard you asking questions and also us deliberating for the betterment of this society. So I'd like to also commend you for that. Another thing I'd like to commend the society for is the progressive growth. I know 2024 was a tough year for most of the cooperative, but I'd like to commend you that despite everything that happened in the year, there is a progressive growth in the society. In terms of deposits, though there was just an improvement by a slight margin, but it's still commendable because it's still growth. There was also an improvement on the loan uptake. And as you all remember, the core objective of a cooperative society is savings and credit. So I'd like to commend you for that because it shows that we are actually meeting our objective as a cooperative society. Another thing I'd like to commend you is for the membership growth, because the last time we were here, we talked about the need to increase membership. And I also commend you for taking the initiative. For most of what I've heard is the team, the leadership team, they are quite aggressive in the recruitment. But I also urge us as members the recruitment is not just about, it's not just from the leadership. Even you as members of the society, you can take part in the recruitment drive. And I know we have tokens for the recruitment. So unaweza apply back to the share capital, or you can even put it as part of your savings. So let's embrace that. And like the chair of the supervisory said, sometimes it just takes you to have a conversation with somebody, and maybe they are not in any cooperative society, and that is just how you could be able to recruit them in the society. And also another thing that I'd like to urge us as members is to patronize the products within the society, because these products have been tailor-made for you. So I know for us as members of the cooperative, there is always the evolving needs. So if there is any product that you want to be introduced into the cooperative that is still not there, or any other product that is already there and you want some amendments on, then I urge you to also communicate that to the leadership team so that it's able to be tailor-made for you, so that we are able to meet our objective as a cooperative society and also have better returns, because najua ni hizi returns zinafanya mnafurahi. Sijasikia report clap as much as you clapped for when the dividends were being mentioned, but it's from these returns that we are actually able to give the dividends and the interest on deposits. So I'd like to also urge member participation. I've heard a member talk about the need for education. It's normally very important. It's an important principle of cooperative. Principle number 5, which talks about education, training, and information. So just like the member has said, education is very important for us as members. And when you are called upon to attend the education seminars, I urge you as members, let's come so that we learn together, because the more informed you are, the more we are in a better decision to make better decisions for our society. Another thing I'd like to bring to your attention is the cooperative bill. So cooperative bill, I think last year I talked about it being still in the parliament, but as per now it's in the Senate, so it's still under discussion. So for cooperatives, we faced quite a number of challenges, and I know from those who have been in a cooperative, maybe one or the other, and so on, or from what you've had, we've had issues with governance, we've had issues with mismanagement of funds, and we've also had issues with remittances. So the cooperative bill, when it's been passed into law, it will be able to assist us in addressing some of these challenges. So it's still in the Senate, but once it has been passed, then I'll be able to communicate the same to you as members of the society. So when we look at the audit report, is it on page 6? Yeah, page 6. So there is a provision for honoraria there at 100,000. So a honoraria is normally a token of appreciation to the management committee and the supervisory committee for the work, the good work they are doing for our society. So with your permission, I'd like us to get a proposer and a seconder so that we are able to give them the token of appreciation. So can I get a proposer for the honoraria? Thank you, Moses. The second name is Gitaro. Gitaru, okay. Ri.
Gitari.
Okay, thank you so much. So allow me to get a seconder. Moses proposed. Let me get a seconder. Yes.
Concepta Auma.
Concepta Auma, thank you so much. So we are done with the agenda on honoraria. So allow me to proceed with the agenda on the dividends. So the dividend will be paid at a rate of 14%. Na kama venye tunaona hapo page 6, it's a very small amount. So we normally distribute it in 3 ways. So number 1, you can plow it back to the society. Iende either to your share capital, to your savings. Number 2, ni kama mnataka mpewe for your own consumption. Number 3, we also have an option of giving it out to charity. So how do you want us to go about it? We can also plow it back because hii ni kidogo sana, 14%, and the amount is 26,000. So what is our opinion, members? How do we dispose? There's a proposal to plow it back. Let me have a proposal to plow back.
Lynette Namai.
Lynette Namai, thank you. A seconder? Nicholas. Yes, Nicholas seconds. So thank you for that. There is also another resolution on the staff bonus that you also give a token of appreciation to our staff, and the amount there is 10,000. So with your permission, kindly let me get a proposer and a seconder so that we are able to give them the bonus. Name? Stanley Mwangi, thank you. A seconder? Online team, are we with them? Do they have questions or comments? Ama walisaulika? Okay. So seconder for staff bonus? Tyson? Nzenge? Nzenge, okay. Thank you so much. So another resolution is on the interest on deposits to be paid at a rate of 10.8%. And 10.8%, and the amount there is 2,415,390 from what we've read in the auditor's report. So with your permission, we normally dispose it also in 3 ways. So number 1, we pay for your consumption. Number 2, we plow back. Number 3, we can also still give it to charity. There's a principle in cooperatives that talks about concern for community. So Mtangazaji Sacco, you can be concerned for the community by giving them something for charity. Ama mnaona aje, situpeane kwa charity? So mnataka ipeane aje? How do you want us to dispose the amount? Mpewe mkule. Let me have a proposal for that. Yes. Elijah. Jina ya pili? Ombu. Thank you. Let me have a seconder on the same. A seconder on that.
I'm seconder Kirui tukule your pesa.
Okay. Kirui, seconder is Mr. Kirui. We also have a resolution on appointment of auditors. So we had our government auditors appointing us. Now wametusomea reports, and they have also expressed interest to continue auditing us in the next financial year. So if it's okay with you members, we can get a proposer and a seconder for them to continue auditing us in the next financial year. Frederick Ouma. Ariro. Thank you. Yes. Rufus. Kunja. So thank you. So there was also another resolution on the loan processing fee. So I'd like the chair to also guide us on the same.
I'm just trying to find where it was written. Chair, you can guide us on that resolution.
Okay. We had said that we have an introduction of loan processing fee of 1.5% on loan amount, but capped at 1,500 per loan. So we had said that for loans that is 50,000 and below, we proposed a fee of 200 shillings. This fee will cover administrative costs and improve service efficiency. So the loans after 50,000, to 60, will introduce the 1.5%. But kama inaendelea hata 1 million, will not say 1.5 of the percent of the 1 million. Will cap it at 1,500. Hatutapita hapo. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So those are two proposals. So I'll get a proposer and a seconder for each. So proposal number 1 is a loan processing fee of 1.5% on loans above 50,000 Kenya shillings with a cap of 1,500. So can I get a proposer and a seconder for that motion? Nicholas Kigondo. Yes. Thank you. Can I get a seconder for that motion? Clemens. Clemens. Okay, thank you. The second proposal is on loans of 50,000 and below. There is a proposed loan processing fee of 200 shillings. So can I get a proposer for that motion? Yes. Was it Bichanga? Bichanga, yes. Okay, thank you. He's a very vibrant member. I cannot miss his name. Seconder for that motion? Yes. Shafan Awar. So I believe those are the resolutions that we had today. Unless there is any I'm missing out, then I stand guided. Nihizo? Okay, thank you. So we are going to move to the next agenda, that is on the election. So in compliance with the third rotation rule, we normally have the third of the management retiring every year. But if they meet the qualifications as is in our bylaw or any other regulations in the society, then they are eligible for re-election. The same also applies for the supervisory committee. Also, we need a third to retire every year, but if they meet qualifications, then they are eligible for re-election. So the people retiring in the management committee this year, so when I call your name, you can just stand so that the members can see you. We have Nicholas Kigondu. He's over there. We have Catherine Achienga. Yeah, she's right here. And then we have Mr. Nyagaka, diplomat. I had his online. Okay, sawa sawa. So they are all retiring, but I believe eligible for re-election. Yes. In the supervisory committee, we have Mr. Stanley Mwangi. Yes, so he's retiring and is eligible for re-election. So we can do this in two ways. So if you want to propose them to continue serving you, then we'll get proposers and seconders and elect them unopposed. But if you also have any other contrary opinion, then we can get your proposals and vote on the same. So before we proceed to other nominations, so let me get a proposer and a seconder for those who are retiring but are still eligible. And then I'll call for nominations from you, from the floor, and then you can give me your proposals. So can I get a proposer for Mr. Nicholas Kigondu? Mohammed, okay. A seconder? Yes? Thank you. So let me also get a proposer for Catherine Achienga.
A seconder? Proposer was Tyson. Seconder is Lynette. A proposer for Mr. Nyagaka? Mr. Nyagaka, can I have a proposer? We have to endorse the candidates before we vote. So, yes. Yes, Bichanga, nimeona nimechukua microphone. Okay. Yes. Okay. So can I have a proposer for Mr. Nyagaka? Okay, thank you. A seconder for him? Yes. Kakoma? Okay, thank you. Do you have any other nominations from the floor? Yes.
Madam Chair, asante kwa kunipatia ruhusa na members wenzangu. Bichanga, mimi vile nakaa hapa na vile cooperative officer wetu huwa anatuendesha kwa hii election, ni vizuri ametutachia majina ya wale watu wanastahili watuongoze kwa mwaka ingine. Kulingana na mimi opinion yangu, sijui ni nani yule ataniunga mkono. Madam Chair, kulingana na hii list ya watu wote, kabla wao hujasoma majina, sisi tumechunguza. Tulikuwa tumechunguza. Nyumba yako lazima wakati mvua inanyesha, lazima ujiandae ujue ya kwamba imetoboka ama namna gani. Nyumba yetu ya mtangazaji, mimi nilikuwa naonerea wale watu wote wako huko, naomba tuwa retain tena, kwa sababu mahali ulituajia last year mpaka mwaka huu hatujaona ya kwamba sako yetu ikiwa na issue. Members wenzangu, sijui kama mtapropose nini hao watu waendelee ama namna gani. Ni watu gani wale wananiunga mkono? Wale wananiunga mkono, raise up. Yeah.
Acha nichukue seconder, nani ajaongea? Seconder
yule ananiunga mkono ni nani?
Nyuma yako kuna mwenye ameinua mkono. Monica Ogutu, thank you. So tuseme elected and opposed? By a show of hands? Okay, sawa. Thank you. So we move to the supervisory committee. Stanley Mwangi, I'll give them an opportunity to tell us something once I'm done, so you can prepare your speech if you had one. Yes. Retiring is Mr. Stanley Mwangi. You can wave again. Yes. Also eligible for re-election. So I'll get a proposer and a seconder for him and call on nominations from the floor as well if you have other suggestions. Mohammed, you're proposing? Okay. A seconder? Bichanga. By a show of hands, wangapi wanasema Mwangi aendelee? Okay. Na wenye wajainua anasemaje? Aendelee? Okay, sawa. So I believe that is it. So I'll give them an opportunity to tell us something, starting with Mr. Stanley Mwangi. You can come and tell us something, and then it will be followed by Nyagaka. Anaweza ongea penye yako? Haiwezekani? Okay, that will be followed by Mr. Nicholas, and then we finish with Catherine. So Stanley, you can go ahead.
Hamjaboni. Nianze na kuwashukuru kwa kunirudisha kama one of the supervisory members, na for the few years tumekuwa pale, hii sako yetu imeinuka, na among wale watu ambao wanakuwa very aggressive mahali naona kuna shida, na hawa wanajua tukiwa na shida mahali Mwangi hata nyamaza. Kitu ya pili ni Mtangazaji Sacco. Saa hii vyenye tulivyo, mnaona vyenye tumepata pesa mzuri. Si sako mingi ambazo zinapata hiyo pesa, na hiyo ni courtesy ya supervisory kufanya kazi ya kuangalia management, pesa yenu isipotee. So mimi na wahakikishia for the next I think I don't know kama ni 1 ama inaendaga 3 years, tutahakikisha tuko on the right track na Mungu aendelee kutulidia sako yetu. Nimewashukuru sana juu ya kunichagua tena.
Karibu. Mr. Nicholas, can tell your members something.
I thought it was in order to wave at the crowd like a politician from behind and not necessarily come forward and have a speech. But having said that, I'm grateful to the members for having seen me fit to represent you as a member of the board, na sana sana ile inaitwa credit committee which I'm a member of. Ile tunagawa pesa ya wale wanataka loans. Ile kitu imenifurahisha sana hata si mimi kunirudisha is the commitment of the members and the faith you have on your leaders. That is the most important thing. Because kama mmekosa faith na your leadership, I could see the passion mkisema hao wakae wakiongozwa na bichanga. It's very fulfilling. You can imagine, even those of us who are politicians, how you feel when you go to a crowd and then talk and nobody is looking at you. Nobody is even clapping. But your endorsement is more than a clap and we are grateful. Na tumeshukuru sana. La pili, niwaambie, sisi kama tuko hai, hatutaruhusu pesa ya mtangazaji members ipotee. Okay? As long as we are in this team, we'll make sure that there's prudent financial management of our resources. Because hii chama nimekuwa kwa muda sasa. The reason why sisi ndio tumeachwa kama with sisi ndio wazee. Okay? There's a time we were too many. Okay? Then there's a time we shrank. There's a time we couldn't get loan. I know we came to this circle, I think your age mates with Catherine. That's why you are retiring on association together. And I remember us having a mkutano kwa nyuma ya hema, that could be about 12 or so years ago, saying sasa hii tukaadvise nyinyi endeni mchukue loan inatoshana na share zenu mtoke. Okay? Na watu wengi wakafanya hivyo, so the circle almost collapsed. Lakini sisi tukasema hii sako ni yetu, wacha tupambane nayo, mkatuchagua. So what I'm asking, and you have been told by the cooperative officers here, that we need to recruit members among ourselves. Gala, tabu ni kurecruit, tumerecruit wagapi? Already unafaa sasa ukue hapa in the next time. I taught you how to write stories. I also want you to be on this platform when you are retiring. So now mimi niko na movie. So we are grateful. We pledge as a loyalty pledge. For those of us who are born during my age, there's something we used to call loyalty pledge. We used to say that I pledge my loyalty to the President of the Republic of Kenya. It is no longer there. So I pledge that with the team, we are going to ensure that your resources are managed prudently. Na nyinyi pia naomba hii mwaka we are in April from Tuesday. By the end of the year ikifika, tujaribu tuongeze hii chama ikuwe double the number, so that when we sit here next year, this room will be full, and I'm very sure that the number of 10.85% might go up. Asante sana.
Catherine.
Thank you, Brenda, for this opportunity. Good afternoon, members. Habari ya leo. So I'm honored and happy to stand here before you and for your unanimous endorsement. That means it's a trust on our leadership and we do not take that for granted. Hii safari imekuwa refu for those of you who have been here long enough. And what Nicholas is saying is true. My first time to actually come for an AGM, I've always been a member, is when we had been told, chukueni shares, mutoke. So I remember we were seated, nakumbuka siku zile tulikuwa tunafanya AGM kule kwa mstuni, pale kwa gym. Mahali kate sijui zinakaa namna gani. When we were taking photos, naangalia picha nasema, hizi hatuwezi upload. Tunakaa ni kama tuko kwa kibanda. Tutaangusha image ya Sacco. So hiyo siku nilikuja because I was like, nasikia pesa yangu inapotea. So in that meeting I was very active. Nilikuwa naongea sana. Nauliza, kwa nini hamfanyi hivi? Kwa nini hamfanyi hivi? So at the end I was told, tumekuchagua. I said, hapana, nilikuwa tu nasema. I was told, hapana, wewe inaonekana unajua ni nini unasema. So Mr. Njeru convinced me. The members have said you can do the job. So I said, hi Suru, wacha niingie. Na nikiingia saa hiyo, kusema ukweli nilikuwa naingia ndio nichunge pesa yangu. I was looking for my money. But when I entered, I realized it is much more than what it seems. It wasn't about pesa inapotea. It was a problem of remittance. So now that's when we sat and decided, how do we ensure, because the members are removing their money. Shida ni pesa ifiki wapi? Kwa ofisi. Pesa inabaki wapi? Kwa employer. So how do we fix this? Because the problem is not the money is getting lost. The money is just not reaching. So that was the first thing we did when we got in.
Musiende musisahau tafadhali. Hiyo ndio kitu mimi naomba Mr. Chair. Mr. Njeru, mahali umetutoa ni mbali. Historia ya Sacco kama tungeanza nyuma, tungeenda kwa Mr. Njeru. Catherine, tungeenda kwa Mr. Njeru. Njeru akisimama hapa akianza kutuambia historia ya Sacco yetu ya mtangazaji, mtaweza lia machozi. Mimi vichanga niongee wakati nilichomekewa nyumba Kangemi kuomba pesa mtangazaji Sacco. Shares zangu nusu nilitukanwa na kiongozi mmoja alikuwa hapa. Ilibidi niseme ya kwamba nataka kuhama mtangazaji niende ardhi Sacco. Lakini through Mr. Njeru wakati alikuwa huko, huyu mzee amenitoa mbali. Please. Unajua ni historia wakati mtu wakati unajihisi kwa Sacco yetu huwa unakumbuka vitu nini? Historia ya nyuma. Sina mengi yale nitaongea. Mwarenji, Chochi ako pale, Grace wako pale juu, mtafute sio siku mbili. Naomba msiombe siku mbili. Andikia PR watupatie siku 5 ama siku 4. Haya. Mahali nilikuwa nataka nikuje tu niguzie kidogo. Mumeona watu housing wamekuja hapa KBC mara ngapi kwa mwezi? Hii ni round ya pili. Sitaki niwafiche. Hii ni round ya pili. Sisi mtangazaji, hiyo nafasi inapeanwa na nani? Sisi tunanyimwa nafasi, watu wa nje wanakuja nini kutupokonya pesa. Please, Chairman, Mr. Njeru, arrange hiyo maneno, tuanze kutafuta customer. Vile cooperative officer wetu ametuambia. Hayo ndio machache nilikuwa nayo. Thank you madamu, Mungu awabariki. Still tunaendelea kuwaretain sisi. Mkae mtangazaji Sacco. Mungu awalinde, mrudi salama, na wakati mwingine wakati tutakutana namna hivi vile umesema, umeanza kutujua, hayo ni majaliwa ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Asante.
Thank you, Bichange. You simplify the work of Madam Arar in our photo of thanks. Thank you also kwa kunipea maua yangu nikiwa hai. Studio. So we'll give 1 minute. A second. Okay. Ametoka Kisumu all the way. If we block her, where are we?
Kuna jambo tu nilikuwa nasema hivi. KBC huwa inachelewa kurimit pesa kwa banka. Na pesa ikichelewa, charges ziko. Sasa sijui mtatusaidia aje. Kama muliweka maybe 30th the last date. Ikipita, unachajiwa. Na sio kwa mapenzi yetu. Ya mwisho, nimeshukuru sana. Mahali penye wamama wana lead. Kila kitu ni nywe. Muendelee.
Thank you. Wamama hoe. Oh dear. The office is very much aware of the paying day. They work very closely with accounts, but a few discrepancies arise. Lakini sasa tumeambiwa na chair pesa iko. Sasa hakuna kitu itakuwa inaruka. So kila kitu itakuwa inaenda nywe.
Wanajia mahali ya ndugu wanawa kidogo ni moja. Dividends ni ngapi?
10.85%. Hiyo ndio utakula.
Niko na jambo kidogo. Kuna swala hili la instant loan. Mwaka jana nikasema kwamba wenzetu ambao wanafanya kazi na KBC na sio members wa mtangazaji unaweza kuingia alafu unachukua pesa tukate kidogo, kwa sababu siku hizi hatuendi kwa African Capital. Na mimi nakumbuka Bwana Napali akisema atafuatilia jambo hilo, na sitasikia anything kuhusu instant loan. Mali natoka huwa tunasema ukitaka kula kanga patia chakula kidogo alafu kidogo mpaka anaingia kwa nyumba. So nafikiri ndio tungekuwa na instant loan kwa wafanyakazi wa KBC, hii sako ingeendelea sana. Asante sana.
I can see the DCO is almost getting impatient, and she is the convener of this meeting. The in-house matters we can handle, even in groups. But allow me to give Madam Marar the opportunity to do a vote of thanks, and then Lynette and Amai to do the final prayer.
To God that he has given us life to see this day, kwa sababu sisi tunapanga kama wanadamu, lakini Mungu anafanya nini? Mungu ndiye anatia rubber stamp. So I'm grateful to God firstly. Secondly, I'm grateful to KBC because KBC has given us a premise to work from. Ile ofisi wangepatia department yoyote ile, lakini wamepatia mtangazaji fanyie kazi, wametupatia hii venue siku hii ya leo. So we thank KBC for giving us this opportunity here and now. I also thank our guests here because kama hawangekuja mkutano huu haungeendelea. Kwa hivyo Madam Brenda, tunakushukuru pamoja na auditor, na ninafurahi sana kwamba mmekubali tena warudi wao wakitufanyia kazi, na si mmeona kazi ni poa, kazi si ni poa. Na pia ningependa sana kushukuru officials hapa, hatukukaa hapa sisi sote lakini tuko wengi. I think they can just stand and wave if you don't mind. Wale ambao hawakuja before, wale officials wale tumechaguliwa. Yes. Thank you very much. So I really thank you because hatuwezi fanya kazi kama Sacco tunafanya mtu committee moja because that is what used to happen before, na ndio watu wengi wakatoka. So I thank all of us for working in unity, in love, because we love the Sacco and we want it to grow. I also thank again our new members for gracing this occasion
and I believe that you shall bring us more people, new members. You know, who else now? I really need to thank you, members, for coming. Because like Brenda said, mulikuwa na kazi zingine tu mngefanya, si lazima mngekuja, because after all you're members. But you've taken your time to come here. And so that one is not taken for granted. And I believe that in the next AGM, we shall be more than we are here in terms of numbers. I know some of us are online, but those who have managed to come physically also, we really thank you. And we believe that you are going to help us. Msiwe mnaenda nje mnaanza ku badmouth the Sacco. You know, you cannot abuse a mother that feeds you. Ama mwende nje mwanze ku badmouth KBC, yet in our employer, that's the reason you are in the Sacco. So we thank you for all that. We also thank the canteen workers for coming to help us here serve. And I believe that as time goes by, tuta improve on the diet. Sindio? Tuta improve on the diet. Na mbona mnakaa mjani amkukula? Nani hakupata kasnack kake? You don't look happy. Ama ni lunch time tuende tukiendaga. So ni sawa, I really thank everybody, and I believe that next time we shall do better. As officials of the Sacco, we shall do better with more members. Sindio? We thank you, Madam Chair. Wangapi hata walijua huyu ni chair wetu? Hamkujua? Amefanya kazi hajafanya? Kutoa 3.7 million hapa. Si mchezo. Na alituambia niko na appointment na so and so. Nitawaambia hapa tu amewhisper, ameniambia amend what you've just written. Tumepata 3.7 out of 4.2 million that KBC was owing us. We have 3.7. Tumebakisha ngapi? Mathematicians, makofi ni ya nani? Sini yake. So we know we are liquid. Anzeni kuchukua loan, because you will not grow, your Sacco will not grow if you don't take loans, because if you take loans, then there is that interest that boosts our kitty, and then the Sacco grows as you bring in more members. So we thank you, Madam Chair, for being here. Ken, you came in late. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. We know you are held up somewhere. So without further ado, I don't think I have much to say, except that nimkubalie huyu dadangu atuweke mikononi mwa Mwenyezi Mungu, ili tukienda nyumbani tuende ikiwa tumekuwa protected na Mungu. Hata kwa wale ambao si wa Kristo, tunaamini kwamba there is a supreme being. Sawa sawa. Karibu Linet.
Thank you so much, Madam Malal. Thank you, members, for coming. Thank you for your patience. And I also want to urge you that when you leave this place, please make sure that next year when you come here, at least utakuwa umeshika mkono memba mwingine mmoja, na hivyo tutaendelea mbele. Shukran sana, tusimame, tushukuru Mungu. Let's believe and pray. Everlasting Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you, we bless you, and we honor you. Thank you for the gift of life, Jehovah. Thank you for this far you have brought us as Mtangazaji Sacco. We don't take it for granted, Jehovah, because it has taken your hand. Jehovah, I want to commit every member of this Sacco unto your able hands. My Father, that Lord, you are going to give them good health, that you are going to guide them in every activity ahead of them. Even as we leave this place, dear Lord, how I pray that, my Father, your mighty hand shall be upon them. Your Holy Spirit is going to guide us throughout. I thank you even for the leadership, Jehovah. May you continue giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as we lift this Sacco to greater heights. We thank you, we bless you, we honor you, for it is in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit we pray and believe. Amen. Thank you so much. God bless you.
The event stays dissolved.